The Korban Pesach is the most unique of all the Korbanos. The reason being is that, as Rav Kook explains, that most Korbanos are either defined as a Korban Yachid or a Korban Sibor. That some of the Korbanos are brought representative of it for an individual, as an individual either thanking Hashem and Korban Toda or bringing a Chatas, a sin offering, but something as it pertains uniquely to the individual. There are other times, like the Korban Tamid, like Korbanos brought on the Yom Tovim, which are Korbanos Tzibor, which are brought as a representative, as communal offerings for the entire nation. And yet, we find what's unique by the Korban Pesach is that it really doesn't fit strictly into one of the categories. In a certain sense, it commemorates both, it combines both, because on the one hand, the Korban Pesach is recalling a national historic event, the miracle that took place in Mitzrayim. And at the same time, each and every individual is obligated to bring it. Additionally, each and every individual has to bring it, but also is meant to eat it together in a group. And so the Korban Pesach combines what's both a Korban Yachid and a Korban Sibor in this way, which is unique of all the Korbanos. Moreover, there are unique halachos in terms of how it is eaten, when it is eaten, and how it is cooked. We know that it has to be roasted, the Torah tells us, over fire, not blended with any other foods, and additionally, it has to be eaten at night. And Rav Kook explains that because of the unique status of the Korban Pesach as it blends the both national historic event, but is yet brought from each individual, it is representative of the national holiness, the holiness that we all share, but yet lies within each individual Jew. Yes, it's commemorating a national event, a historical event of the Jewish people, but that's the birth of the Jewish people. And that lies uniquely in each and every individual Jew. And therefore, it is a blend of a Korban Tzibor and a Korban Yachid. It has the national holiness, but it is relevant to each individual on a personal level. Which is why, explains Rav Kook, we have to eat it specifically at night. Because during the daytime, one could conjure up an idea that our holiness only comes from social interactions or from being out and about. But at night, when we are retired from all of the daily endeavors, we then reflect and have the opportunity that it is then in our homes, later at night, when we recognize this pure holiness. And that pure holiness is also reflected in the unique way of cooking the Korban Pesach. Because whereas cooking a soup, boiling something together in water or with other foods would allow the flavor of the Korban itself to seep into other foods, to share to other surrounding beings, to other surrounding pieces. But what we're doing with Korban Pesach is we're roasting it because we want to concentrate the holiness into one specific piece to make the most intense, which is what happens upon roasting the Korban. It remains solely within the Korban itself, solely within the inside of that meat, which is representative of the Kedusha that lies within us, which is representative of the pure holiness, focusing for one night, focusing for one Korban on the holiness that is rooted within each and every individual as a result of the national holiness. And so what we say, what we represent, what we're accomplishing by the Korban Pesach is by taking something which, yes, is a national historical event and a national phenomenon of Kedushas Yisrael, but yet that applies to each and every individual, and that is carried out throughout the theme, throughout all the halachic qualifications of the Korban Pesach, that what the Korban Pesach represents is that Kedusha, that national Kedusha, that each and every one of us contains within us.